Hello and welcome to week 5. In front of you, you will see many logos. There are 2, 4, 6, 7, 14, 21, 28, 30 something logos. You need to just guess which one is which. Numbers going from left to right, row by row. Yes, so I haven't actually eaten yet because the pub is doing its takeaway this week, but just a bit later. So I've got my parents to go down and get it, so I should have it in about half an hour, hopefully. I'm going to leave the logos up for about 4 minutes and see how many you can get. Hello, John, Save My Sanity, Cake or Death, Taylor, Andy, Axe-Wielding Pacifist, Gary and William. What have you all been up to today? Or over the week, since last Friday? Today I've been, well, I went to Sainsbury's for food shopping, and then I ended up getting some stuff for my gran as well. It's a lot nicer experience than going to some of the other supermarkets. They don't have silly one-way systems. At least the one in Carlisle doesn't. Well, I'm hoping that you find this picture round quite easy. You're working on your model train set. Oh, well, that's good, Gary. You'll have to show me some pictures. Oh, well, Minecraft's great. You'll have to join different craft. Me and Liam have a town called Gallifrey in mc.differentcraft.net if you want to visit. Hello, Stu. 27 concurrent viewers. Don't forget to share with your friends. They still have time to log on, and if they're arriving a little bit later, then they can still go back in the feed. Hello, Tracy. You know, it's probably a good idea if I share it on my Facebook, actually, isn't it? Stu, you are looking at logos. You just need to guess what the logo is for. Yes, I'd completely forgotten to do that, Stu. I'm just doing it now, but it'll be a bit late. Oh well. My fault, I suppose. Well, we've got 32 now, that's good. We'll be starting in about 1 minute. I will put the logos back up in the interval, so don't worry if you've not had much time to look at them. My laptop sounds like it's going to take off soon. I managed to get my camera working in the end. That's why I've been a bit late turning up, because I was trying to... My camera was just coming up with a black screen and I was forever trying to get my camera to work, but it turns out that it was my computer. Turning it off and on again always works. I did do a video on why, so if you want to look at my YouTube videos, you can do, and you might find out. Oh, hello, Jasmine. Right, okay, so let's get started. We want to have that screen on. Hello. We are going to start in general knowledge. If you're wondering what the pub is behind me, it is the Archer from 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. So, general knowledge, question 1. Which river flows between Newcastle and Gateshead? Nice easy one to get started. I didn't realise TVs were meant to go in pairs. Maybe I need to get another one. All but one logo. Well, that's good then. You can't say it was too hard this week. I am starving. I'm getting battered halloumi deep fried with chips and mushy peas this week. I make jokes all the time, Stu. Did you not know how hilarious I am? Question 2. How many edges does a cube have? If you don't know what a cube is, then I suggest you give up now. No, please don't. Keep watching. You'll find something that you like, or that you can answer. Question 3. How many teeth does an adult normally have? So a fully grown adult, unlike me, and probably Stu, how many teeth do they have? I suggest you all start counting. And if there's any children watching, then I suggest that you try and count your parents' teeth. You know, pull their mouth open and, you know, make it painful. Question 4. How many letters are there in the English alphabet? Well, a full-grown adult should have wisdom teeth, so I think it includes wisdom teeth. Better just turn my camera screen off so I don't use all the battery. If I vanish, then apologies. Question 5. How many months of the year have 31 days? I just forgot to mention earlier, if you want to do the donation thing where 50% goes to a random winner and 50% goes to charity, which we'll decide at the end, feel free to donate whatever you want on Ping It just there. It is a safe link. It's managed by Barclays Bank. And like I say, I'm not keeping any of it. 50% goes to a winner and 50% goes to charity, which last week was an animal rescue charity in Wetherell. Question 6. The Spree River flows through which major European capital city? What's good, Gary? Does anyone else like 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps? If you don't know what it is, you should go onto iPlayer and watch it now. Well, 2 pints of lager is BBC, so yeah. I mean, if you want to put me on the BBC, then I might get more viewers. I know you'd like 2 pints, Stu, but do you like the programme? I'm sure you'd like many times 2 pints as well. Question 7. What is the highest grade of olive oil that can be purchased? Or given away, I suppose. Just seeing how much we've got on the prize so far. Currently the prize will be £5 and £5 will go to charity. If you want to donate, you can donate up till the end of the questions, and then we will divvy it up at the end after the answers. Question 8. Which Apollo mission of 1972 saw the last of the 12 NASA astronauts, as of 2019, land on the moon? I don't think there's been any moon missions since 2019, so it should be the last NASA astronauts to land on the moon since 1972. Thank you, Kelly. You're having your hair and beard done. Stu, are you having? Is this by any chance a jug of beer from the pub, or is it just a small glass? Can't wait for my halloumi and chips. Question 9. Which queen, originally of England and Scotland, oversaw the 1707 Act of Union, which saw the creation of the Kingdom of Great Britain? Soon to be Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Currently a small glass. I'm guessing you're getting a jug later. Oh dear. You can't get people's ages wrong. And question 10. Anthropomorphism refers to giving or attributing what qualities to something? Halloumi is coming for me, Stu. Well, that sounds like a bunch of halloumi slices are coming with pitchforks, but you know what I mean. The Duke of Cumberland is doing takeaway fish and chips on Fridays. I imagine Stu has enslaved Richard to collect it for him. Oh, we've had another £3 in from Tracy. Thank you, Tracy. Question 11. Bob, Bowl, Bun, Chignon and Tonsure are types of what? You say poor Richard, but you don't know what he's done to poor Stu. All through isolation, he's had the news on every evening, all evening. He's not allowed to watch a nice children's show to brighten up his day. Question 12. In computing and file sharing, what does P2P stand for? I haven't seen Frozen 2. I didn't think much of Frozen 1, so... Although Let It Go is... yeah, it's kind of catchy. You'll be extra happy when you have a jug of beer and fish and chips stew. You'll probably be even more happy when you see what the third round is. Question 12. A 2014 UK Newcastle University study found what weekly payment incentive was required to double the success rate of people wanting to quit smoking? £12.50, £25, £125 or £250? A metal cover of Let It Go. Oh dear. I feel like we have different tastes in music. Oh, that sounds like my parents off to go and get my food. Question 14. An electronic signal or echo test and famous golf brand is called what? I don't know if there's any fans of golf, but I do believe that there are some people into computers here, so... Very good, Boomer Zoomer. Is Boomer Zoomer anyone I know? That doesn't surprise me, Stu. Question 15. What creature is the Freddo chocolate bar? Which used to be 5p when I was at Kids Club. And now I think it's 30p. You can't hear my computer trying to escape, can you? I mean, it literally sounds like it's going to start flying soon. Well, yeah, it probably went from 5p to 10p to 15p to 20p to 30p. But we used to get them at Kids Club for 5p. I'm almost certain of it. And that would conclude the general knowledge round already, and we're only 20 minutes in. Yes, I do believe that there is a Freddo caramel. Those I will just leave up there very shortly. Those are the questions from round 1. If you've missed any or if you've come in late, then you can catch up. I will start the next round in about 1 minute. I once had someone ring me up work saying that their MacBook Pro was making a noise. Yes, the fan was on. They were doing very little on it, but the fan was on quite high because MacBook Pros are just too compact and they prefer style rather than practicality. Okay, we will move on to the next round. And this round is on Marvel. So I hope you've got some Marvel addicts around in your team. Question 1. What is the name of Tony Stark's personal butler? Yes, that's probably true, but not as valuable as printer ink. At about £30 for about 10 millilitres of bloody ink. And question 2. Who is Thor's adopted sibling? Well, you should do very well at this, Gary. I don't think you were on last week, though, were you? Because we had the Disney round last week, and you should have aced that. No, but Lego does last longer. And go up in value. Question 3. What was Doctor Strange's profession before he became Sorcerer Supreme? Oh, I don't know. Well, my parents are out, so they're not watching this, so I can say what I like now. You'll have to go back and re-watch the Disney round, Gary. Question 4. What actor played Ant-Man? You'll get fired for saying that, Gary. No? I mean, my computer fan is going a bit mad, but everything else is quiet. Question 5. Who does Bruce Banner become? Yeah, well, it sounds like that was a good choice anyway, Gary, going back. I do know that, Stu. I can never name anybody. Unless they're a doctor from Doctor Who. Question 6. Who is Peter Parker? Or what does he become? And question 7. When Iron Man is struck by Thor's lightning, what happens? This might be a harder one, but I'm sure some people will know the answer. And that sounds like my food. Question 8. Name the first film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You might be better sending a link, Stu. No one will know what that means. And question 9. Name the Black Panther's origin. It's not a link, Stu. Maybe you should post a picture of your hair and we can be the judge of that. And number 10, name Agent Coulson's first name. And I'm going to leave you with all of the questions from that round whilst I find my food. Mum doesn't know how to work the pans, so I'm waiting on the mushy peas. Because it's not halloumi and chips without mushy peas. Ah, yes, definitely tag the quiz. And no, you shouldn't say things about me behind my back, Stu. No shit. So the next round, by the way, is going to be on arts. But I'll leave you a couple of minutes to get drinks and whatnot ready. And those from Castle Carrick may be getting their fish and chips ready. Don't forget that there is that link. I will put it in again. If you want to donate, you have half the quiz left. And we are currently up to £13, so half of 13. £6.50. I should have known that a lot quicker. £6.50 is currently the prize, and £6.50 will go to charity. Oh yes, the logos. That's what I was going to do. There are the logos. I mean, you can actually get a fair amount of points from these logos. 35 points, in fact. Which is probably a third of the quiz. We're now on to £9 for the prize and £9 for charity. £18 in total. And now we're on to £10. So, thank you, Kelly. So £10 up for grabs. And we'll be voting on the charity at the end of the quiz once we've been through the answers. And that's when we'll do the draw as well. Well, I was thinking my tea would be ready by now, but I suppose when you don't know how to work your hob. Are we all ready to move on to the next round then? I will just eat during the round. We'll be moving on to arts. So I hope you've all got your arty brains on. Not your farty brains. If you're playing as a household, they might not like that. Okay. Oh, here's my food. Has it got salt and...
Yeah.
Probably won't have enough. Right, okay, so question 1 of arts. In which British city would you find the Barber Institute of Fine Arts and the Icon Gallery? No, not enough salt. And thank you to Mr. Michael for the donation. That brings our total to £25, meaning £12.50 for a winner and £12.50 for charity. So, question 2. Which artist painted the poppy field in 1873? What's for dinner? It is the halloumi and chips with mushy peas from the Duke of Cumberland. Our local pub is doing takeouts on Fridays. And I'm vegetarian, so I'm having halloumi instead of fish. And I think the chips are getting better every week. Really good this week. The halloumi is great, Stu, thank you. Question 3. Presto, largo, algero. These terms, amongst many others, relate to what property of music? That is a fair point, Gary. If we can match the names up, of course. I might do that from next week so that anyone donates is entered into the prize, but if you don't donate then you can't. Question 4. Music can be described as the combination of notes into a pleasing sequence. How many notes are there in a heptatonic scale, the traditional scale in Western music? They are very good barbecued, yes, but they're also very good done in beer batter. Yes, Gary would like to offer a service of marking next week. So that you, if you're interested, you can write your answers onto a form online and he will then mark them in the intervals. If anyone's interested in that, then we'll give that a go. A flip-flop. You obviously don't get very good halloumi. Question 5. What is a clef for in music? I actually have a cheese making kit, a vegan cheese making kit that has Cypriot style cheese, which is effectively halloumi. I do need to make that and try it. It might be better than Cypriot halloumi. Question 6. Who created the Angel of the North? "20 minutes? Bloody hell." Oh no, I love mozzarella. Quite happily eat mozzarella balls just as they are. Or sliced on a cracker with hummus even. HB is a standard pencil hardness. Is a pencil labelled B harder or softer than a pencil labelled H? So the other hardnesses of pencil would say, for example, 3B or 4B or 6H or 2H. Is a B harder or softer than one with a H on? You see, I would love a barbecue. I mean, the weather's great, but I live with 2 people that don't like barbecues, so I would be the only one eating it. That's the problem with it, with isolation. I can't get anyone around to eat it with me. And this is why you don't listen to cooking shows, Stu. Question 8. How many strings are there on a double bass? Now that's not fair to say that, because I can't even... I mean, I'm not even allowed to walk past it. Well, I could, but I wouldn't. I'd have to walk a long way to do that. Question 9. Stage right refers to the right-hand side of the stage facing towards the audience or away from the audience. Ah, well, you see, the Greeks are just trying to upset the Cypriots now, Stu. Oh, I must look at these pictures. Oh wow. Great hair. I think we should share that. Question 10. What does get in mean in theatre? And if anyone wants to see the amazing hair, there's a link, I think. Should work anyway. Question. Oh no, that's it. That's that round. I will leave that very briefly on there. You see, I think it's great that someone, you know, so butch and tattooed can have such pretty hair. Okay, so moving on to sports and, well, I put sports and F1, but that's more sports and leisure now. Because supposedly sport is, F1 is a sport. I don't think it is, because you're not really doing anything, you're just sitting in a car. However, question 1. Which city has teams called Wednesday and United? Exactly. You be fabulous, James. Question 2. Who is nicknamed the Great White Shark? I've got a splodge of interesting mayo. It's a garlic mayo that's made with cashews instead of eggs. So I think it's just oil, cashews and garlic blended up. And it actually makes a really nice mayonnaise. For anyone that's vegan or even just wants to try something different. Question 3. Which England cricket captain once walked out to bat but forgot to take his bat with him? That is a wooden bat, not the type of bat that was eaten that caused all of this corona business. Very good, Liam. Well, no, it's not technically called mayo, but I just call it garlic mayo stew. Because that's what all the chip shops call it. And if you haven't had it before, go to a chip shop that does garlic mayo. And if it's a really good chip shop, you'll get a nice big dish of chips. And they'll get a really big ladle of garlic mayo, and it's sort of slightly more runny than your normal mayonnaise, and it'll just dribble it all in. It's lovely. It's like chips and gravy, but 10 times better. There's a place in Sunderland that does it. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure Cheese will tell you. Question 4. How many rounds did Mike Tyson take to finish off Frank Bruno in Las Vegas in 1989? Was it Merrill's? Is that the chip shop? Yeah, I think it was Merrill's, Liam. A ladle of vinegar, so you basically want soggy chips. Vinegar and chip soup. Ugh. Question 5. Where did Britain's first horse racing evening take place? I don't think I'd been to Pizzeria. I think we only went to the posh one. Because you know what I'm like, I like posh things. And Liam's even worse. Yeah, my brother was staying there, near, just down the road from Merrill's at uni. Shitty. Oh, interesting. Question 6. In 1980, 62 countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics on protest at what action by the Soviet government? So in other words, what did the Russians do? Again. Hey, Stu, Coca-Cola is the poshest Coke. One of the posher Cokes you can get. It just happens to be very mainstream. Never did make my own. I was going to try and make my own ones. Don't know what happened to that idea. Question 7. Prior to Usain Bolt, who was the last man to win the sprint double of 100 metres and 200 metres? Curiosity Cola is nice, but Fentimans have changed their recipe, so it's not brewed in the same way. So you haven't got the 0.5% alcohol warning. But Fever Tree do a very nice cola, traditional cola. Question 8. Which F1 racing team formed in 2007 is based in Silverstone? Or Silverstone, or however you're meant to pronounce it. And I'm out of my Coke already. Yes, New Earth Cola is very nice. No, Whole Earth Cola. It's Whole Earth, I think. What happened to Coke Life? That was lovely. Question 9. Who was the first ever British Formula 1 World Champion? I once bought Coca-Cola Life in bulk. I think it was for Music on the Mile, but I had a fair bit left over. That was lovely. Liam, you just like strange, healthy things. I'm reaching for my can of Coke, but there's nothing in it. What is Dzani, Gary? Oh, right, yes. Yes, the water that Coca-Cola made. Question 10. In which game might you castle? In fact, Gary, what happened to our cupboard full of baguettes and butters in the green room. $11. What is a petanque known as? Better. I'm sure someone will tell me how it's pronounced. If anyone knows what it is. Yeah. Those were the good old days. What was 10? 10 was in which game might you castle? And 12, what is the value of K in Scrabble? If it's on a standard board. Oh, I could play Scrabble tonight, actually. If Dad doesn't turn his nose up, he doesn't do very well. We found out that Mum has been cheating all her life. She's been playing with her family all her life by adding up all the scores as you go along and then claiming that the first person to use all the letter wins, rendering the score totally useless. I mean, why was she adding the score up if it has no, you know, like, it's obviously you add the score up and take off the number of letters you've got. Silly. Ha ha, Stu. Question 13. In which game might you get a royal flush? Well, that halloumi was very good. Question 14. Name the 3 female characters in the classic game Cluedo. I said sport and leisure at the start. I just didn't say that on the slide because I forgot to change it. Personally, I think F1 is a stretching the definition of sport. Question 15. In which Asian city were the 1964 Summer Olympics held? No, you just play strange versions of Cluedo, Liam. Am I going to be in trouble now? So after this we will just have music left, and we're still at £25, so we'll go with that. And to be able to win it, you need to have actually put something in towards it. Otherwise, it'll just go to charity if you're picked. I'll put the link in. Oh, I can't put the link in. Can I put the link in again? I can put the link in again. I need a new laptop. There we are. Right, so question music lyrics. Question 1. They're not all lyrics this time. Question 1. The lyrics: she played a fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman, are from a very popular song from a few years ago. Name the song and the artist. Yes, it is a point for song and a point for artist. I'm going to get some water since I haven't got any cans of Coke near me. Question 2. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. It is a very popular song from decades ago. There are, please name the artist and the song. The second last question from, you mean question 14? Name the 3 female characters in the classic game Cluedo. Question 3. They're out to get you. Better leave while you can. Don't want to be a boy, you want to be a man. I believe that was an 80s song. And question 4. 1. Don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling because he's drunk and alone. A more recent song. Name of the song and the artist, please. And we've had another £1. Thank you, William. That brings our total to 26. Question 5. What is the name of Miley Cyrus's father, whose biggest hit was Achy Breaky Heart in 1992? Question 6. What are the first names of the 4 members of ABBA? Message retracted. Interesting. I'm guessing you like Miley Cyrus. Question 7. Which year did Elvis Presley die? No, let's say 2 points for 4 members, 1 point for 2 members. No points for 1 member. And in which year did Elvis Presley die is just 1 point. Question 8. What was the nickname of jazz trumpeter and singer Louis Armstrong? Question 9. Who was Duke Ellington's first and long-time drummer? Question 10. How many strings are there on a ukulele? Too many? Oh dear. Question 11. Whose debut album is My Generation? Question 12. Whose debut album is Empty Sky? Question 13. Whose debut album is Definitely Maybe? Yes, it shouldn't have an apostrophe there. Good point, Liam. Question 14. I've forgotten to put the actual question in. Whose debut album is Parachutes? put an E in you if you're not careful. Question 14. Whose debut album is Blowin' Your Mind? Was it? Interesting. I'm sure no one else watching this knows what Glashbernspiel is. Okay, so I will give you a couple of minutes and then we will move on to the answers. If you want to donate even as little as £1 or whatever, thank you, Gary. We've just got some from Gary. If you want to be in for a chance of winning half of it, then please donate using the link. It's all safe through Barclays. And I'm just going to double check and add up the amount that we have. I'm going to get a pen. Are you wanting to know what question 7 on sport was? Question 7 on sports was, prior to Usain Bolt, who was the last man to win the sprint double of 100 metres and 200 metres? Possibly, if we've got time for that. Just adding up all the money. Okay, so we're at, I think that's right, let me just double check that. 23.50 it's saying. We'll have the answers shortly. $23.50 it is. Meaning that If you win, you will receive £11.75. If you haven't donated money, then all of the £23.50 will go towards a charity that we will choose. So, on with the answers. If I can find the right button, there we are. So these are the answers to the logo round. Number 1, we have BP, the New York Yankees, Heinz, Microsoft, Helly Hansen, Gatorade. That's meant to be Disney. I've missed off that. Then we have Nokia, and then Monster, Ghostbusters, Morrison's, Alton Towers, United Nations, DC Comics, TGI Fridays, American Airlines, Halifax, BBC Three, The Avengers, MGM, P&O Ferries, Castro Oil, Esso, Wendy's, Cartoon Network, Red Bull, Motorola, Logitech, Mazda, Harley Davidson, Holiday Inn, First Travel, Starbucks, Tourist Information, and the WWF. So that's just 1 point for each. I will catch up with the comments after the answers. I just need to go back to the start. I don't get why they don't have an option to do that. Right, so question 1. Which river flows between Newcastle and Gateshead? That is the River Tyne. Question 2. How many edges does a cube have? It has 6, of course. Just think of a die. How many teeth does an adult have? 32. How many letters are there in English alphabet? 26. How many months of the year have there? How many months of the year have 31 days? 7 of the months. The River Spree runs through which major European city? Berlin. What is the highest grade of olive oil that can be purchased? Extra virgin. Which Apollo mission of 1972 saw the last of the 12 NASA astronauts land on the moon? Apollo 17. Which queen, originally of England and Scotland, oversaw the 1707 Act of Union which saw the creation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain? That was Queen Anne. Anthropomorphism, it refers to giving or attributing human qualities to something. Bob, bull, bun, chingan and tonsure are types of hairstyle. In computing and file sharing, P2P stands for peer-to-peer, rather than having a server. A 2014 UK Newcastle University study found that weekly payment incentives was required to double the success rate of people wanting to quit smoking. £12.50. If it had been £250, I would have quite happily taken up smoking and then quit and let them pay me £250 a week. An electronic signal or echo test and famous golf brand is called Ping. What creature is the Freddo chocolate bar? Frog, of course. Marvel. What is the name of Tony Stark's personal butler? Jarvis. Who is Thor's adopted sibling? Loki. What was Doctor Strange's profession before he became Sorcerer Supreme? Neurosurgeon. What actor played Ant-Man? Paul Rudd. Who does Bruce Banner become? He becomes the Hulk. Who is Peter Parker? Spider-Man, of course. When Iron Man is struck by Thor's lightning, it supercharges his armour to 400%. Name the first film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Iron Man. Name Pink Panther's origin. Pink Panther. Black Panther's origin, Wakanda. Agent Coulson's first name is Phil. And moving on to art, which British city would you find the Barber Institute of Fine Arts and the Icon Gallery? That is Birmingham. Birmingham. Which artist painted the poppy field in 1873? Claude Monet. Presto, largo, allegro. These terms, amongst many others, relate to a property of music being tempo. Music can be described as a combination of notes into a pleasing sequence. How many notes are there in a heptatonic scale, the traditional scale in Western music? 7. What is a clef for in music? A symbol used to indicate pitch of written notes. Just something similar will do. Who created the Angel of the North? Anthony Gormley. HB is a standard pencil hardness. HB is a standard pencil hardness. Is a pencil labelled B harder or softer than a pencil labelled H? B is softer than H. How many strings are there on a double bass? 4. Stage right refers to the right-hand side of the stage facing towards the audience. So the actor would be facing the audience and it would be his right rather than the audience's right. And get-in in theatre is the process of moving sets, props and other hardware into a theatre prior to the fit-up. Again, just something similar to that will do. And moving on to sports and leisure. Which city has teams called Wednesday and United? Sheffield. Who is nicknamed the Great White Shark? Greg Norman. Which England cricket captain once walked out to bat but forgot to take his bat with him? Bob Willis. How many rounds did Mike Tyson take to finish off Frank Bruno in Las Vegas in 1989? 5. Where did Britain's first horse racing evening take place? Hamilton. In 1980, 62 countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics in protest at what action by the Soviet government? The invasion of Afghanistan. Prior to Usain Bolt, who was the last man to win the sprint double of 100 metres and 200 metres? That was Carl Lewis. Which F1 racing team formed in 2007 is based in Silverstone? Force India. Who was the first ever British Formula 1 world champion? Mike Hawthorne. In which game might you castle? Chess. What is a panache, better known as bowls? What is the value of K in Scrabble? 5. In which game might you get a royal flush? Poker. The 3 female characters in Cluedo were Mrs. White, Miss Scarlet and Mrs. Peacock. Which Asian city were the 1964 Summer Olympics held? Tokyo. Whew. And moving on to music, we have She Played the Fiddle in an Irish Band, but She Fell in Love with an Englishman is Galway Girl by Ed Sheeran, who's just lost a case against his neighbour because the neighbour wanted to extend their garden and Ed Sheeran was saying that it would spoil his view of his £3.5 million mansion. Well, I'm sure you've got plenty of viewpoints in your garden. Remember to let her into your heart, then you can start to make it better was, of course, Hey Jude by the Beatles. They're out to get you. Better leave while you can. Don't want to be a boy, you want to be a man. Beat It by Michael Jackson. 1. Don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling because he's drunk and alone. Is New Rules by Dua Lipa. What is the name of Miley Cyrus's father, whose biggest hit was Achy Breaky Heart? That was, of course, Billy Ray Cyrus, as James accidentally put in the comments and then retracted. What are the first names of the 4 members of ABBA? Benny, Bjorn, no idea how that's really pronounced, Agnetha and Anifrid. In which year did Elvis Presley die? 1977. The nickname of jazz trumpeter and singer Louis Armstrong is Satchmo. The Duke of Ellington's first and long-time drummer was Sonny Greer. How many strings are there on a ukulele? 4. Whose debut album is My Generation? The Who. Whose debut album is Empty Sky? Elton John. Whose debut album is Definitely Maybe? Oasis. And whose debut album is Parachute? Coldplay. Debut album Blowing Your Mind? Van Morrison. And that concludes the answers. I will catch up on the comments just now in case there's any disagreements. My God, there's been a lot of comments. Yes, sorry, I meant Paramount, not Disney. I think. $33 out of 35. That's good then. Yes, six edges on a cube, as in 6 sides, not vertices. If you've put 12, you can have 12. Pink Panther, yeah. Was yeah, I meant the Black Panther. I'm going very fast. I'll go a bit slower next week then. If you need me to go over any, do let me know. Yes, for Cluedo, all 3 is 1 point. No idea what William said because he's retracted it. 71! That's pretty good then. What did other people get? Another 71? 55? 85. Wow. Or maybe it was Disney. I have no idea really. Would have helped if I'd written it down. 73. That's good. 39. Anyone else want to share their scores? Stu, what did you get? Oh, buffering. Oh dear. Is Richard watching porn? $55. Well done, Jasmine. 82. That's very good. I think the highest one we've had so far is 85. 97. Sam, you can't have had 97 and Jasmine had 55. You're not working as a team. Or did you use Google? You got 72. That's good. So don't go away too early because we do have the prize draw, of course. Sam is obviously very much teacher's pet. 10 out of 10 on Marvel. That's good then. I thought you might do. Okay, so if everyone is ready to for the prize draw, do let me know. Then we can see, we had this discussion last week, Gary, and we thought the NHS has had enough donations recently. They've had millions and millions. There are a lot of smaller charities that are actually missing out because all the charity shops have had to close, so they're lacking on funds and things. So I feel like we should donate it to something that's like an actual charity rather than the NHS. I don't think the NHS will run out of money with the government backing them so drastically. Okay, so if you want to be in for a chance of winning, if you haven't donated, you can still enter, but if you win, the money will go to charity instead. So all you need to do is like the video, subscribe to my channel, and then post. What can you post? I don't know. Just post charity. I don't think anything else has come in, so we are still on the £23.50. Yes, video games would be good. Do they play Overwatch? Okay. So anyone that's putting charity in the chat will be entered. I'm just writing the names on this piece of paper so I can pick at random. Yeah, I can do a whole mix of games. I can have a whole round on Overwatch if you want. Okay, I will give you 1 more minute to write charity in the chat to be in for a chance of winning. Minecraft. I really do need to get back into Minecraft. I haven't played it for a long time, but I used to spend my life on it. Okay, anyone else for entering? I have been on your server, Alex. I got lost, I couldn't really find anything. Minecraft, well, maybe we will maybe we will have to have a Minecraft round. Yeah, you can show me around at the weekend then. Does anyone play Age of Empires Definitive? Well, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. I haven't heard of someone that goes around picking rubbish up, but okay. We should stick to charities. Okay, so no more entries, so I'm going to pick at random. That's an equal distance between people. Clue. I haven't seen Clue down as a person, so that sent me money. So I'm assuming that they haven't. Unless they've put it down under another name. If you have, please let me know. And if you haven't sent money, then all the money, the £23.50, will go towards a charity, which we will have to decide, which could be a challenge. Ah, hello, David. Maybe, yeah, maybe. Okay, we'll have a Minecraft round next week then. Then we can all have a Minecraft sesh. But honestly, do go log to mc.differentcraft.net and find the town called Gallifrey. I haven't been on for a long time, but that's the one that we did. It's quite a good server because you can. It's basically set up as a town, so you have lots of different towns and villages, and you buy a plot. It's good fun. It's good fun. There's lots of people on the server, so you can buy things from the market and that kind of thing. Yes, the Cleo doesn't seem to be replying, and they haven't donated. So yes, it will all be going to charity. Yes, I think it might end up just going to charity every week. Yeah. Yes, I am plugging, Liam. It's your town too. A food round. I will make a note of that. So Minecraft and food. Okay, food and alcohol. Okay. So, suggestions for charities then. Should it go to animals or people? Yeah, I think the money will go to charity each week. It seems to have been doing anyway, so. Northern Staffordshire Bull Terrier Rescue. Interesting. I can't see a donate button, so that one might be a bit harder. Also, that's American. Oh no, hang on, what? It's org.uk, but all the details are American. That's rather strange. Oh, they have a US group. I see. Yeah. Yeah, they don't seem to have a donate option. RSPCA or RSPB. Donkey Sanctuary. I don't know that anyone's going to be unanimous on this. Donkey Sanctuary in Devon. Interesting. In-betweeners. Yeah, we could get in-betweeners in. That'll be the 3 rounds then. Okay, any more votes for which charity it should go to? Two for Donkey Sanctuary. If there aren't any more comments, then we'll just go with Donkey Sanctuary. Is it the one in Devon that you're on about? It's the one that comes up on Google anyway. Staffy Rescue doesn't have a donate button, Gary, which makes it a bit awkward. I think we will go with Donkey Sanctuary then. There's only 14 people left anyway, so we will go for Donkey Sanctuary. And next week we'll just do all money donated goes to charity. Yeah, that's probably easier. And the new rounds will be Minecraft, Food and Alcohol, and In-Betweeners. So I hope you have a good week, and I will see you on Friday. See you.